A disturbance in the wizarding world. Decades after Voldemort's fall, the wizarding world thrives in peace. Harry Potter, now head of magical law enforcement, senses a dark shift in magical energies. A surge of old forgotten spells and relics begins to resurface across the globe. At Hogwarts, magical anomalies disrupt classes and even enchant the castle itself. A forbidden section of the Department of Mysteries shows signs of tampering. A mysterious sigil appears on ancient magical maps, a forgotten symbol of the Prime Wands. A new generation assembles. Albus Potter, Scorpius Malfoy, and Rose Granger Weasley are now 17 and in their final Hogwarts year. They are drawn to the disturbances happening within the Forbidden Forest. They discover a hidden grove pulsing with old-world magic. Inside lies a sealed gate made of runes none of them can read. Professor McGonagall contacts Harry, who recognizes the magic as pre-wizard history. The trio decides to investigate secretly, believing it's connected to their destiny. The Keeper of Secrets. The trio encounters a centaur outcast named Tyren, who speaks in riddles. He warns them of the Unbinding, an ancient force sealed before Hogwarts was built. Tyren gives them a riddle that leads to the long-forgotten library beneath Gringotts. Harry, sensing trouble, begins his own investigation into rogue magical activities. Hermione, now Minister of Magic, warns Harry that magical knowledge is being stolen. A dark figure in a silver mask is seen lurking in various wizarding archives.
Gringotts revisited. Breaking into the forbidden level of Gringotts, Albus and friends find a sealed vault.
Inside are scrolls older than the Ministry itself, written in the language of runic flame. One scroll reveals a prophecy: when the Starborn Three align, magic shall rewrite itself. Meanwhile, goblins become hostile, hinting that a dark force has corrupted their kind. Harry confronts the Goblin King, who denies knowledge but warns of coming war. The vault collapses behind them, magically sealed forever. Shadows in the Ministry. A rogue Auror named Caro disappears after researching ancient wand lore. Security at the Ministry tightens as magical items go missing from the archives. Harry discovers his old invisibility cloak no longer responds to him. Something is siphoning its magic. Luna Lovegood investigates magical disturbances and warns that ley lines are misaligned. Hermione suspects a magical hacker is altering reality using deep enchantment scripting. They discover someone is trying to reprogram the laws of magic itself.
Secret of the Elder Wand.
Albus feels drawn to the Elder Wand, long hidden away under Ministry protection. He has visions of Gellert Grindelwald whispering through time. In a secret vault, they find a book titled The Sixth Element, Soulfire, describing wand sentience.
The 𝗙𝗪𝗏 wand pulse with unknown energy when Albus touches it.
It reveals a past not written in history, a fourth founder of Hogwarts erased from memory. This founder, Morvana the Veiled, was exiled for practicing wild magic. The return to Hogwarts. Albus and his friends return to Hogwarts under strict Ministry surveillance. The castle is acting strange, staircases shift violently, ghosts disappear for days. The Room of Requirement now shows only one door, a glowing silver-framed portal. Neville Longbottom, now headmaster, senses the castle is remembering something ancient. In a vision, Albus sees Morvana whispering, "Unbind the source." Harry arrives with Hermione and Ron to lock down the school. Betrayal of the Flame. A trusted Auror, Evelyn Selwyn, is revealed to be working with a masked figure. She believes the world must evolve beyond magic's current laws and limitations. Selwyn steals ancient artifacts and flees through the silver portal. Scorpius is injured trying to stop her, left with a cursed mark on his arm. Harry fears a second magical war, not for power, but for rewriting reality. He turns to the ghosts of Dumbledore and Snape for hidden truths. The Dreaming Plane. Albus is pulled into a dream realm called the Plane Between Spells. Here, time flows strangely, and he meets a younger version of Morvana. She shows him memories of the founders, and how she was erased from history. Her magic was rooted in emotion and balance, not structure and rules. Morvana tells Albus the magical world has grown too stable and is dying slowly. He must choose between preserving the past or unlocking evolution. Ape for Hidden Truths. A gathering of wands. All known wand makers, including the Ollivanders, gather under Ministry summons. Strange wand reactions have been reported globally. Some wands rebel, others break. A theory emerges. Magic is beginning to act like a sentient ecosystem. The term wand collapse theory spreads, as magical bonds begin to fail. Albus begins to forge a new wand based on Morvana's principles. He channels both emotion and logic into the wand, creating a hybrid core.
𝗕𝗿𝗿𝗏.
The rise of the new order. Selwyn forms the Order of the Veiled Flame, with powerful witches and wizards. They aim to free magic by unleashing the source, a raw magical force beneath all spells. Their base is found under the ruins of Durmstrang, now transformed into a sanctum. Dark enchantments protect the fortress, even time turners can't enter. Ron and Luna lead a rogue team to infiltrate the Order and retrieve stolen relics. They barely escape, but Ron is wounded by a living spell, a new magical entity. Ape for Hidden Truths. Training the Triad. Albus, Rose, and Scorpius train under professors and magical historians to unlock primal magic.
They study wandless casting, magical rhythm, and soulbinding ritual.
Scorpius begins seeing possible timelines, hinting he's becoming a seer. Rose invents a new spell that turns magical barriers into bridges. They train with enchanted dummies that react like wild beasts. Each begins to unlock abilities not seen since the days of the founders.
𝗕𝗿𝗿𝗏. 𝗨𝗏𝗿𝗏.
Wands across the globe begin to malfunction or behave unpredictably. Some witches and wizards are rendered powerless, while others become overcharged. A magical storm brews over the Atlantic, disrupting magical transportation. The Elder Wand becomes unstable, drawing magical energy like a black hole.
Harry fasse pressure to destroy the 𝗨𝗿𝗏 before it's too late.
But Albus pleads for time, believing it's a key to balancing the source.
𝗕𝗿𝗿𝗏.
The Siege of Durmstrang. The Ministry launches an all-out assault on Selwyn's sanctum. New creatures called Spellborn, living magic entities, defend the fortress. Albus and his friends sneak in through a magical fissure revealed by Scorpius's vision. Inside, they find a massive crystal pulsing with raw source energy. Selwyn stands ready to rewrite the fabric of reality using an incantation known as the Final Binding. A battle erupts between Order members and Ministry forces. The heart of the source. Albus reaches the crystal and touches it, pulling his soul into the source. He sees all spells ever cast, all fates, and all branches of magical history. There, he meets echoes of Merlin, Morvana, and ancient magical beings. They show him a path of balance, not erasure or dominance. Albus rewrites the incantation, turning it into the final harmony. Back in reality, he unleashes it, merging old and new magic. The aftershock. The crystal shatters, releasing waves of stable energy across the globe. Living spells fade peacefully, and wands regain their connection. Selwyn is imprisoned, but claims her vision has only begun. Hogwarts stabilizes, and the Forbidden Forest blooms with new magical life. The veil between worlds weakens, revealing ancient magical realms long forgotten. Harry, though older, feels magic anew, more alive than ever before. A world rewritten. The magical community reforms its understanding of spellcraft. Wandless magic becomes part of the Hogwarts curriculum. New departments open to study spell consciousness and magical ethics. Creatures once considered dark are re-evaluated and integrated. Hermione leads the Magical Reform Act, with full support from international ministries. Peace returns, but a different kind of peace, one rooted in deeper understanding.
𝗨𝗏𝗏 and réflexion.
Albus writes a journal about his journey, titled The Eighth Flame. Scorpius becomes a magical historian, dedicated to preserving hidden truths. Rose leads an institute for magical innovation, blending tradition and evolution. Harry and Ginny retire to Godric's Hollow, proud of their children's courage. Hogwarts erects a new statue in its courtyard, of Morvana, the forgotten founder. Her inscription reads, "In balance, magic lives eternal."
The Whisper Beyond the Veil.
Late one night, Albus visits the Veil in the Department of Mysteries. The aftershock. The crystal shatters, releasing waves of stable energy across the globe. Living spells fade peacefully, and wands regain their connection. Selwyn is imprisoned, but claims her vision has only begun. Hogwarts stabilizes, and the Forbidden Forest blooms with new magical life. The veil between worlds weakens.